Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, NASA called on to help search for the Loch Ness Monster. But first, scientists believe they've discovered certain mechanisms within our muscles which actually try to fight the effects of aging. As we get older, we lose muscle mass and strength. But researchers at the Wellcome Sanger Institute have found two main mechanisms that occur within muscle cells, called myofibers, that try to combat the effects of aging.
What happens is that muscles get signal from our nervous system to contract, and there is a connection between nerve and muscle, and that connection deteriorates with age. And what we see is that we describe a new subtype of nuclei within this myofiber that may help rebuild this connection that is lost with age.
Dr. Veronica Kedlian, who's first author of the study, told us that nuclei actually expands with age, suggesting it's helping us fight back. She told us there are two main types of muscle: fast muscle, responsible for explosive movements like running and jumping, and slow muscle, which helps with things like posture and less explosive movements. She said the other mechanism to fight aging is all to do with the cells that make up those two types of muscle.
What we see is that over age, fast type myofiber is progressively lost. That has been known before. But what we see in our study is that there are some nuclei in other myofibers that become more like fast myofiber because that fast myofiber is lost.
Veronica told us a lot more research needs to be done, but their findings do allow researchers to explore ways to combat inflammation, boost muscle regeneration, and preserve nerve connectivity.
Our study definitely opens more avenues for future investigations that can help bring, more tailored treatments.
Now, a huge burst of light from more than 2 billion light-years away that blinded space instruments was caused by the collapse of a massive star, according to astronomers. They said the gamma-ray blast was potentially more than 10 times brighter than any ever seen, and it's an event that only occurs once every 10,000 years. Experts say huge star explosions, or supernovas like this one, are thought to be where elements like gold and platinum come from. But using NASA's James Webb Space Telescope, they couldn't find signatures for any heavy metals from this particular supernova. Dr. Peter Blanchard from Northwestern University in the US, who led the study, said that doesn't mean that all gamma-ray bursts don't produce them. But he said it's a key piece of information as we continue to understand where these heavy elements actually come from. Google is launching an AI-powered video creation app to join its other online apps like Docs, Sheets, and Slides. It's called Google Vids, and the tech giant's calling it a video writing, production, and editing assistant. It appears to be largely designed to create things like training material and product pitches. In the Google Vids promo, it shows how you can add images, footage, and audio to a template, then add a script and even choose a voiceover before altering the order of things. But the unique thing about this tool is the ability for multiple people to work on it at the same time. Just like Docs, Sheets, and Slides, colleagues can collaborate on a video project together in real time. Now, we all know the legend of the Loch Ness Monster, the ancient underwater creature causing decades of speculation, confusion, and mystery. Well, despite many of the original grainy images of Nessie being found to be hoaxes, NASA is now being drafted in to help search for the mysterious beast. The space agency's been asked by the teams at the Loch Ness Centre to help with the search. Last year, one of the biggest searches of Loch Ness concluded with a hydrophone capturing loud underwater noises and several potential sightings. Volunteers and Nessie hunters from the centre said they're hoping that experts from NASA might have some advanced imaging technology to scan the loch and help them find the elusive creature. Coming up, Google's Pixel 9 set to get Apple-like SOS features, and Instagrammers teach their pet rats how to drive. Stay up to date with the latest tech and science news. Hit follow during the break. Welcome back. There are rumours that Google is planning to introduce a satellite SOS feature to the Pixel 9 smartphone, similar to the one Apple made for the iPhone. It would reportedly work in the same way, asking users a series of questions to ascertain the nature of the emergency. According to Android Authority, the company would partner with T-Mobile to offer the feature, but may add other providers later. Over a year ago, T-Mobile announced it was teaming up with SpaceX for a satellite messaging service. And in January, SpaceX revealed it would launch its D2D text service this year. Now, an Instagrammer in Canada has been teaching their pet rats how to drive. The account, Emperors of Mischief, is dedicated to the rats called Cusco and Kronk, and has been sharing videos of the two driving homemade rat-sized electric cars. They have 3 levers, one to go left, one to go right, and one to go forwards, and their owners would hold cheese in front of them to encourage them to move. And yes, they appear to have successfully learned how to drive the mini cars, with a few videos showing what the owners call a typical training session. There's a link to those videos in the show notes. And finally, McDonald's has launched a new advertising campaign in the Netherlands, encouraging the public to literally sniff their billboards. They've put up completely blank billboards in parts of the country near McD's restaurants and used a ventilation system to pump out the smell of their food. And it appears to have had the desired effect. In their video showing the billboards in action, people were walking up and voluntarily smelling the scent of McDonald's fries. You're up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock and search for The Standard Podcast for the latest news and analysis. We're back tomorrow afternoon at 1. See you then.